In the heart of a small city lived a young man named Sam. His life was ordinary, with quiet mornings, busy afternoons, and calm nights. He had a simple job at a local bookstore and a tiny apartment above a noisy street. Most days, nothing special happened to him, but tonight would be different. Tonight, everything would change. Sam was walking home after work. The air was cool and a little misty. He pulled his jacket tight and hurried along the empty sidewalk. It was almost midnight, and the streets were quiet. Suddenly, Sam noticed something strange in the sky. Bright lights flashed above the city. They moved fast, like shooting stars. But the colors were not normal. Green, blue, and purple lights danced across the clouds. Other people on the street stopped and stared at the sky. A woman pulled out her phone to record. A child pointed and shouted. Then, just as quickly as they appeared, the lights vanished. The city was silent again. Sam's heart was beating fast. He had never seen anything like this before. He wanted to believe it was just a light show, or some kind of trick, but deep inside, he felt something strange was happening. He walked faster, looking over his shoulder. He tried to laugh at himself for being scared, but soon he heard soft footsteps behind him. Sam glanced back and saw a girl following him. She was not like anyone he had seen before. Her hair was silver, shining under the streetlights. Her skin was smooth and almost glowing. Her eyes were big and bright, like stars. She wore a long blue coat and moved gracefully. Sam felt nervous. He thought maybe she needed help. But when he slowed down, she walked even faster. Now she was right behind him. "Excuse me?" Sam said, trying to sound brave. The girl smiled softly. Her voice was gentle, but had a strange accent. "Don't be afraid," she said. "I just need to talk to you." Sam looked at her, confused. He asked if she was lost or needed directions. She shook her head. "No, I came here for you." She whispered. Sam felt a chill run down his back. This must be a joke, he thought. Maybe she was playing a prank. But the girl looked very serious. Her eyes did not blink, and she watched him closely. "I have to go," Sam said, and started walking faster. But the girl easily kept up. She took something from her pocket. It was a small round device that glowed with a soft blue light. She held it out, and it floated above her hand. Sam stopped, his eyes wide with shock. The device made a quiet humming sound. "What is that?" Sam asked, his voice shaking. The girl stepped closer. "This is technology from my world," she said. "I am not from this planet." Sam wanted to run, but his feet would not move. He tried to laugh, but the words caught in his throat. "You must be kidding," he said. But the girl did not smile. She looked up at the sky for a moment. Her face was sad. "My name is Lyra," she said. "I am a princess from another world." Sam could not believe what he was hearing. He thought about all the science fiction movies he had seen, but this was real. He could feel the energy coming from the device. It was warm and strange. He took a small step back. "Why are you here?" Sam asked. Lyra's eyes were full of worry. "I must bond with a human tonight," she said. "If I do not, my world will end." Sam stared at her, his mind racing. Bond? What did that mean? Was this some kind of alien magic? He tried to speak, but he was too shocked. Lyra lowered her hand, and the device floated gently down. She looked tired and scared. "I have traveled far to find you," she said. "Many people on my world are depending on me." Sam shook his head. "Why me?" he asked. Lyra smiled a little. "I saw you in my visions." She said, "You have a kind heart, and you are strong. I believe you can help me." Sam did not know what to do. He wanted to run home and forget everything, but he could see the fear and hope in Lyra's eyes. For a moment, they just stood there. The city around them was quiet, as if the world was waiting for Sam's answer. Then, A black car drove slowly down the street. The windows were dark, and it stopped near them. Sam felt another chill. Lyra looked at the car and pulled Sam into a dark alley. "Please," she whispered. "They are looking for me." Sam's heart raced. He did not know who they were, but he could see real fear in Lyra's face. The car doors opened, and two men in black suits stepped out. They looked around. Searching the street, Lyra pressed her glowing device, and a blue light covered them both. Sam felt strange, as if he was invisible. The men looked right through them and walked away. When the car finally left, Lyra turned off the device. Sam gasped for air, his legs shaking. "Who are those men?" Sam asked. "They are not human," Lyra whispered. "They are from my enemy's side. If they find me, it is the end." Sam realized he was now part of something big and dangerous. He looked at Lyra and tried to be brave. "What do you want me to do?" he asked. Lyra smiled with relief. "Just trust me tonight," she said, "and maybe we can save both our worlds." Sam nodded slowly. His normal life was over. Tonight. His story with the alien princess was just beginning. Sam stood in the dark alley, his heart beating loud in his chest. He could not believe what had just happened. An alien princess was standing beside him, and strange men were searching for her. The city felt different now, as if something huge was hiding just beneath its quiet surface. Lyra held the glowing device in her hand. Her eyes searched the street, making sure the men in black suits were gone. "Come with me," she said softly. Sam hesitated, but he followed her deeper into the alley. They moved quickly, keeping to the shadows. Sam wanted to ask 100 questions, but he stayed quiet. The truth was still too big for his mind to accept. At the end of the alley, they climbed a rusty ladder up to the rooftop. From here, they could see the whole city. The lights from the windows looked like stars below them. Sam tried to catch his breath. Lyra turned to him and spoke quietly. "I'm sorry for dragging you into this, but you must know the truth now." She sat down on the edge of the roof and motioned for Sam to sit beside her. For a moment, they watched the world below. Everything looked peaceful, but Sam felt danger everywhere. He finally asked, "Who are those men? Why are they after you?" Lyra sighed, her voice gentle. "My family rules a planet far from here," she said. "There is a war in my world. My enemies want to destroy my people. I came to Earth because our ancient bond can save my planet. Only a human spirit can. Give us the power we need." Sam looked at her, still confused. He asked, "But why did you choose me?" "There are millions of people here." Lyra smiled, a little sad. "I saw your face in my dreams," she said. "I knew you would help me, even if you were afraid." Suddenly, a strange buzzing sound filled the air. Lyra's device glowed brighter. She whispered, "We must leave now. They have found us again." Sam felt panic rising in his chest. "How?" he asked, but Lyra was already moving. She grabbed his hand and pressed the device. A wave of blue light rushed over them. For a second, Sam felt dizzy, as if he was floating the next moment. They were standing in a dark, empty warehouse. Sam gasped, looking around. "How did we get here?" he asked. Lyra explained, "My device can bend space for a short time. It is the only way to stay ahead of them." Sam finally found the courage to speak. "This is too much. I am just a normal guy. I work at a bookstore. I do not know how to save a planet." Lyra touched his shoulder. "You are braver than you think," she said. "But you must decide soon. If you do not help me, my world will fall, and Earth will not be safe either." Sam felt a cold shiver. He had never wanted to be a hero, but now a whole world depended on his choice. In the warehouse, Lyra took out a small silver orb. It floated above her palm and projected a hologram. Sam saw images of a beautiful alien city, shining towers, and blue skies. Then the picture changed, showing fire and chaos. Aliens ran through the streets, and strange machines flew overhead. Lyra's voice was sad. My home is dying. My father, the king, is captured. I am the last hope for my people. Sam watched, feeling sorry for her. He could see the pain in her eyes. He realized she was not just a princess, but a person with fears and hopes, just like him. Suddenly, the warehouse windows shattered. Red beams of light flashed inside. The men in black suits had found them. Lyra jumped to her feet, her device ready. Stay close to me, she said. Sam followed, his heart racing. They dodged the beams and ran through stacks of old boxes. The men shouted and fired strange weapons, but Lyra's device protected them. Sam felt a new courage building inside him. He grabbed a metal pipe from the ground, ready to fight. At the back of the warehouse, they found a hidden door. Lyra pressed her device, and the door opened with a hiss. They ran out into the cool night air. Sam was out of breath, but he did not stop. He could hear the men chasing them. Lyra pulled him toward the train station. We must keep moving, she said. Sam nodded, realizing there was no turning back now. On the empty train platform, Lyra finally stopped. She looked at Sam with serious eyes. There is something else you must know, she said. The bond I must make with you is not just magic. It is a connection of hearts. If you are afraid, you can say no. Sam listened carefully. He looked at Lyra, at her worried face and hopeful eyes. He remembered his old, boring life. Something inside him changed. He took a deep breath. I will help you, Sam said. I don't know how, but I will try. Lyra smiled for the first time. Thank you, Sam, she whispered. The night felt warmer. Even with danger all around, the real adventure was only beginning. The train rushed through the night. Its lights flickered slightly, as if something unseen was interfering with the power. Sam sat near the window, his hands shaking. Lyra sat across from him, her silver hair glowing softly in the dim light. Neither of them spoke for a while. They just listened to the sound of the train and the distant hum of something that didn't feel human. Sam looked at Lyra and whispered, "Are we safe now?" Lyra shook her head slowly. "They will not stop. They are not like your people. They feel no fear, and they never rest." Sam leaned back. Staring at the roof of the train, he had thought this would be just one strange night. But now he knew Earth itself was in danger. Suddenly, the train lights went off. All passengers gasped, and some began to panic. Sam stood up, his heart racing again. The lights came back after a second. But something had changed. He could feel it. Lyra stood as well and walked toward the back of the train. "Stay here," she said. But Sam didn't listen. He followed her quietly. In the last carriage, Lyra stopped. There was a man sitting alone, or at least, he looked like a man. He wore a long black coat and dark sunglasses. At night, on a train to Strange, the man turned his head slowly and smiled. It was not a human smile. Too wide, too sharp, too cold. Lyra stepped in front of Sam. "You don't belong here," she said firmly. The man stood up, and his body began to change. His skin shimmered, turning silver blue, and his eyes became solid black. The passengers screamed, running to the other carriages. The alien agent raised his hand, and a wave of energy shot toward them. Sam pulled Lyra down just in time. The beam burned through the seats behind them. Lyra pressed her device, creating a blue shield. "Run!" she shouted. They jumped out of the emergency door onto the tracks. The wind was strong, the night colder now. Sam fell and rolled on the gravel. Lyra helped him up. They ran along the tracks as another train horn blew in the distance. Behind them, the alien agent jumped off the train too. He moved like a shadow, fast and quiet. Lyra tossed a silver ball behind her. It exploded into a flash of white light, slowing the agent, but only for a moment. They reached a tunnel and hid behind a service ladder. Sam's breath was heavy. He was covered in dirt and cuts. He looked at Lyra, his voice trembling. "This is not just your fight, is it? They'll come for Earth too, won't they?" Lyra nodded slowly. "They want your world as a second home," she said. "Ours is dying. Yours is perfect for them, but first, they must destroy me." Sam understood now if she failed to bond. With a human, her people would fall, and then Earth would be next. They waited until the agent moved past them. Then, Lyra guided Sam through the tunnel until they reached a hidden metal door. She pressed her palm against it, and it opened with a soft hiss. Inside was a hidden chamber. Filled with alien tools and glowing symbols, it looked like a secret lab. Sam stared in awe. "Is this yours?" he asked. Lyra nodded. "I built it when I first arrived. It's safer now, inside." Lyra showed Sam a small screen. It displayed a map of Earth with red dots growing across it. "They are already here," she said. "More of them, hidden." In human skin, waiting for the order to strike, Sam swallowed hard. He couldn't believe how quickly his world had changed. Just yesterday he was restocking books, and now he was hiding from alien assassins. Lyra pointed to the center of the map. "There," she said. "That's where the bonding ritual must happen." An ancient site, full of energy, hidden deep in the forest, Sam asked. "And what happens if we don't reach it in time?" Lyra's voice was quiet. "The connection will break forever. I will fade, and they will take everything." Sam sat down, trying to catch his breath. Lyra knelt beside him. "I know this is not fair," she said, "but I believe you are stronger than you think." Sam looked into her glowing eyes. He didn't feel like a hero, but somehow she believed in him. Suddenly, the walls of the chamber shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Alarms began to flash red. "They found us," Lyra said. "We have to go." Now, Sam stood up. "No longer frozen by fear? Then let's not stop," he said. "Let's end this." And together, they ran toward the light, toward the forest, and toward whatever was waiting for them next. The bond had not begun yet, but something between them already had. The forest was alive with shadows. Tall trees stood like quiet guardians, and the moonlight slipped between the leaves like silver rain. Sam and Lyra moved carefully, their feet barely making a sound on the soft ground. Every branch creak, every owl cry, made Sam flinch. Lyra held the glowing device in front of her. Scanning for movement, they had escaped the hidden chamber just before it exploded. The enemy was getting smarter, faster, closer. Sam had stopped asking if this was real. Now he only asked how much time they had left. "Is this the place?" Sam whispered. Lyra nodded. "Almost. The energy is strongest deeper inside the forest. There is a place where the stars align. It is where the bond must be made." Sam looked around, unsure if anything in this world could still surprise him. But every step he took with Lyra made him feel more connected, more alive. Suddenly, a red flash lit up the trees behind them. A beam of energy blasted a tree trunk nearby, splitting it in half. "They're here," Sam shouted. Lyra grabbed his hand, and they ran again. Dodging trees and jumping over roots, two enemy agents in human skin chased them. Fast and silent, one of them pulled a sharp weapon from his coat, glowing like fire. They reached a narrow stream, and Lyra jumped across first. Sam followed, but slipped on the wet rocks. He fell hard, and the weapon sliced through the air above him, missing by inches. Lyra spun around and threw a silver disc. It exploded in a wave of blue light. Knocking both agents back, she ran to Sam and helped him up. "You okay?" she asked. Sam nodded, breathing hard. "Yeah, just lost some bravery back there." Lyra gave him a quick smile. You found it again?" They kept moving until they reached a quiet clearing. The stars above were bright now, shining through an open circle in the trees. In the middle of the clearing was a large stone, cracked down the center. Lyra stopped and placed her hand on it. "This is it," she said. "The bond must begin soon. But once it starts, we can't stop. They will feel it, and they will come." Sam sat on the edge of the stone and looked up at the stars. He had never felt so far from home, even though he was still on Earth. Everything around him felt alien. He turned to Lyra. "What does bonding actually mean?" he asked. Lyra looked at him, her eyes glowing softly in the moonlight. "It's more than just energy," she said. "It's trust, memory, feeling when two souls connect. They become stronger together. Our bond would give my people the strength to rise again, but for you, it means you'll carry part of me inside you." Forever, Sam was quiet. Forever was a heavy word. He looked at her, really looked. Not as an alien, not as a princess, but as someone brave, kind, and deeply alone have. "You ever done this before?" he asked. Lyra shook her head. "No, there has never been a bond like this between our kinds." She sat beside him, closer now. "I was afraid to come to Earth, afraid you'd see me as a threat or a monster." Sam laughed softly. "Well, I've been afraid this whole time, but I've also never felt more." Awake, Lyra turned toward him. "I see something strong in you," she said. "You care about others, even when you're scared. That's the kind of strength we need." For a moment, they just sat there, sharing the silence. Then Sam asked, "And what if I say no?" Lyra's voice trembled just a little. "Then I will return alone, and Earth will be next on their list. But I would still thank you for your kindness." Sam stood up, walking to the center of the clearing. He looked at the stars, then back at her. "I'm just a guy who sells books," he said. "But maybe this is the one chapter one was meant to write." Lyra stepped forward and held out her hand. Sam took it without hesitation. The stone beneath them began to glow. The air shimmered, and their hands warmed with light. But before the bond could begin, an explosion tore through the forest edge. The agents were back, and this time they brought more. Lyra turned, eyes wide. "They found us faster than I thought." Sam looked at the glowing stone and the approaching shadows. "What now?" he asked. Lyra said, "We fight together, and under the starlight, side by side." A human and an alien princess prepared to defend not just themselves, but the last chance to save two worlds. Asterisk, the clearing was burning. Trees cracked and fell under the force of alien weapons. Red light filled the air like fireflies gone mad. Sam and Lyra stood back to back, their hands glowing, their hearts racing. Lyra's energy shield flickered with each blast. She was sweating, her face pale. Sam held a metal staff he had pulled from the forest ruins. It wasn't alien tech, but it made him feel braver. They were outnumbered, 5-2, but they didn't back down. Suddenly, from the shadows, someone appeared. A familiar voice called out, "Sam, get down." It was Marcus, Sam's childhood friend. Marcus had been his neighbor for years. He used to sneak comic books into Sam's school bag and knew every secret spot in the city. He ran into the clearing with a small plasma rifle, firing at the alien agents. Lyra was shocked. Sam smiled with relief. "Marcus? How did you find us?" Marcus didn't answer right away. He pulled Sam aside and fired another shot. "I've been following the lights," he said. "I knew something was wrong in the city. I tracked you here, and I saw everything." Lyra narrowed her eyes. Her hand was still glowing with defensive energy. "Humans don't carry plasma rifles," she said slowly. "Where did you get that weapon?" Marcus smiled. But it wasn't the same smile Sam remembered. It was colder, sharper. "I didn't come here to save you," Marcus said quietly. "I came to deliver you." Before Sam could react, Marcus pressed a button on his wrist. A wave of red energy shot out, freezing Sam in place. Lyra screamed and ran toward him, but more agents stepped out from the forest. Sam dropped to his knees, unable to move, his eyes wide, heart sinking. Why? He gasped. Marcus walked up to him. "You were never supposed to matter, Sam," he said. "But the princess chose you, and now you're in the way." Lyra tried to defend Sam, but one of the agents grabbed her from behind. They forced her to the ground, taking her glowing device. Her powers faded fast without the device. She was almost human. The agents formed a circle around them. Weapons raised, Marcus knelt in front of Sam. "You always thought I was just a nerd, your sidekick?" he said. "But I've been part of this long before you ever met her. They offered me a future. A place in the new world after Earth belongs to them." Sam's heart felt like it was breaking. This wasn't just betrayal. This was a wound from someone he trusted. Lyra tried to reach him. Her hand stretched across the dirt. Her eyes were filled with tears. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I should have seen it. I should have protected you." The agents charged their weapons. Red light glowing at their tips, Lyra was too weak to fight. Sam was frozen, trapped in place. The sky above them began to shift, clouds spinning like a black storm. The forest shook with the weight of something bigger. One of the agents walked toward Lyra with a collar made of dark metal. "It's over," Marcus said. "No bond, no power. Your planet dies, and Earth becomes theirs." Lyra closed her eyes. Sam's body shook with rage. His fingers twitched. Something was changing inside him. The connection, though incomplete, had started in the clearing earlier. It was still there. Hidden under the fear, under the pain, the stone beneath him began to glow faintly. Marcus stepped back in confusion. "What is this?" he asked. Sam's body started to heat up. A soft light rose from his chest. Lyra looked at him, her face full of shock and hope. "It's the bond," she whispered. "It's waking up inside you." Sam forced his hand forward, breaking through the energy trap. The agents turned their weapons toward him. Lyra screamed, "No." A bright wave of light exploded from Sam's body, throwing everyone backward. The agents fell like leaves, groaning and stunned. Marcus hit the ground hard, his weapon flying from his hand. Sam stood slowly, the light still glowing around him. He walked over to Marcus and looked down at him. "I trusted you," Sam said. "And you sold us all." Marcus tried to speak, but the words didn't come. Lyra got up and limped toward Sam. He turned to her and gently held her hand. The bond had started, but it wasn't complete. They still had a chance, but not much. "Time." Sam looked at the fallen agents. "They'll come back stronger," he said. Lyra nodded. "Yes. And next time, they won't stop, but neither will we." They turned away from the wrecked clearing. Behind them, Marcus lay in the dirt. Defeated, but still dangerous. Ahead, a long path waited, one that led to the final ritual, and possibly the end of Earth. But Sam had made his choice. No more running, no more fear. He was no longer just a human. He was something more now, and Lyra was no longer alone. The sky was bleeding red. Dark clouds swirled above the forest, as if the stars themselves were warning the world. Sam and Lyra were running again, but this time, they were not running away. They were running toward the final battle. Every tree felt like a giant watching them pass. The forest was alive with tension. The bond had started deep inside Sam's soul. A spark was growing, and it was calling to something older, something powerful hidden in the earth. Lyra's device had been damaged in the last fight. Her energy was weak, her breathing shallow. But her spirit had never burned brighter. "I can feel it," she said. "The sacred ground is near. It's waking up." Sam didn't speak much. His heart was already loud enough. He had almost lost her. He had been betrayed by someone he trusted. And he had felt, for the first time, what it meant to risk everything. For someone else, they reached a large cave hidden behind a waterfall. It wasn't marked on any map. No human had ever stepped inside it, not in thousands of years. But Sam felt drawn to it, as if it had been waiting for him. The inside was wide and full of ancient light. Crystal pillars rose from the ground, glowing softly in shades of blue and green. Symbols lined the walls, older than any earth language. Lyra touched one with her hand. "They were here before," she whispered. "Long ago. When your world and mine were still connected." Sam looked around, amazed. "So this is where the bond is completed." Lyra nodded. "Yes, but we're not alone." A deep sound echoed through the cave. A slow, mechanical footstep. Then another. From the shadows stepped a tall figure in silver armor. Not an agent, but something worse. The High Enforcer, the one who led the invasion from Lyra's world, the one who had taken her father. "I warned them," the Enforcer said. Voice like stone, cracking. No bond, no rebellion, no hope. Sam stepped in front of Lyra. "She's not alone anymore," he said. The Enforcer raised one hand, and the cave trembled. Crystals shattered around them. Energy sparked from the walls. Lyra whispered, "We must begin the ritual, even if he's here." Sam helped her to the center of the cave. She placed both hands on a round stone platform. "Join me," she said. Sam reached forward. Placing his hands on hers, the cave lit up in a bright pulse of light. Lines of energy flowed from the walls into the platform. The bond had begun. But the Enforcer would not wait. He charged forward, a blade of black light forming in his hand. Sam turned and blocked it with his arm. A shield of blue energy appeared around him. The bond was protecting him for now. "You are just a human," the Enforcer growled. Sam gritted his teeth. "Not anymore," he replied. He fought with everything he had. He wasn't trained. He wasn't strong, but he believed, and the bond gave him more than strength. It gave him purpose. Lyra continued the ritual, her voice singing in her native tongue. The crystal floor began to rise beneath them. The cave shook harder. Cracks forming across the walls. The Enforcer roared and struck again, this time throwing Sam across the room. Sam crashed into a stone column, pain shooting through his body. He looked at Lyra, glowing now like a star, tears in her eyes, energy in her hands. He stood again, bloody but unbroken. He ran, not from fear, but toward the fight, with a shout. He leaped and tackled the Enforcer. The two struggled, falling into the shallow water near the cave wall. Lyra reached the final part of the ritual. She whispered Sam's name. The light from the platform shot upward like a beam into the sky. For a moment, the stars themselves flickered. The Enforcer tried to escape, but it was too late. The bond had been made. The connection between Sam and Lyra pulsed like a living heartbeat. A wave of light exploded from the cave, pushing the Enforcer into the wall, trapping him inside crystal as thick as steel. Silence returned. Only the sound of water dripping remained. Sam dropped to his knees, exhausted. Lyra walked to him, tears falling silently. She knelt and placed her forehead against his. "It's done," she whispered. "You did it?" Sam smiled weakly. "I didn't do it alone." Outside, the sky began to clear. The red storm faded. The stars returned to their places. Far away, across the galaxy, something shifted. Lyra's people, what remained of them, felt the bond. A message of hope had been sent, but one question remained. Now that the ritual was complete, what would become of Sam? Lyra held his hand tighter. "There's one last choice," she said. "You can come with me, or stay here. But the bond will live inside you forever." Sam looked out at the dawn rising beyond the waterfall. His world, her world, and something new between them. And he knew this was not the end. It was the beginning of something far greater. The cave was quiet now. The storm outside had passed. The enemy was gone, frozen in crystal, deep beneath the earth, and the ritual was complete. Sam sat beside Lyra on the stone platform, his hands still buzzed with soft energy. His body felt heavy, but his heart was calm for the first time in his life. He didn't feel lost, he felt chosen. The bond had changed him. He could feel her thoughts like whispers at the edge of his mind. He didn't hear words, but he understood. Her emotions, warmth, peace, sadness, and something deeper. Longing, Lyra looked up at the stars. "They've seen the signal," she said. "My people will come. They will know the bond was made." Sam nodded slowly. "What happens now?" he asked. Lyra didn't answer right away. She walked to the edge of the cave, where the waterfall glowed in the moonlight. Beyond the trees, a strange light flickered across the sky. Not lightning, but something bigger. A tear in the stars. A ship, her people had arrived. "I must return," Lyra said. Her voice soft and steady. "They need me. They need you too. But only if you choose to come." Sam stood beside her, staring at the ship in the distance. It hovered like a dream above the forest. Silent, waiting. "If I go," he said, "I leave everything behind." Lyra touched his hand. "If you stay," she whispered, "you'll carry me forever." They were quiet, letting the choice rest between them. The bond didn't force. It only offered. Sam thought of his old life. The bookstore, the empty apartment, the quiet streets. Then he looked at Lyra, the one who fell from the stars, and gave him purpose. "I never belonged here," he said. "Not really. But with you, I feel like I do." Lyra's eyes shimmered with light. "You're sure?" she asked. Sam smiled, tired but certain. "Yeah, I'm ready." A soft hum filled the air. The ship lowered slowly, beams of light guiding them as they stepped toward it. The bond between them glowed brighter. The earth didn't say goodbye, it only watched them rise. Inside the ship, the walls pulsed with light. Aliens, Lyra's people, bowed as she entered. Some were injured, some were young, some were crying. They had waited so long for hope, and now it had a name. A human named Sam. As the ship rose higher, Lyra stood beside him. "Your body will change," she warned gently. "You'll become something more, not fully human, not fully alien." Sam looked down at Earth, now a glowing marble in the dark. "Good," he said. "I was never meant to stay small." Time passed differently aboard the ship. Sam trained, learned, and changed. His mind grew sharper, his senses deeper. He no longer needed words to speak with Lyra. They were connected, soul to soul. One night, standing at the front of the ship, Sam looked out into space. Lyra joined him, her voice a soft song in his thoughts. "Home is no longer a place," she said. "It's a person." He nodded. "I know," and far across the stars, a new city rose. Built by those who had survived, protected by two hearts that had bonded across worlds. Sam was no longer just a boy from Earth. He was part of something ancient, something eternal, but the story didn't end there. Because the stars are full of secrets, and some of them are still watching, and somewhere, back on Earth, a strange light flickers again in the sky. Another bond is waiting. Another story is about to begin.